Hello, Jason here. Sorry about that. I'm just trying to just make another little video about. I noticed I lost 3 subscribers. Right? I always figured I'll be stuck at 44. Only reason why I say that is because I'm going to be turning 44 this year, and I think it's the irony of God, right? To keep things perfect, I guess. But yeah. So, anyways, it doesn't bother me because this I'm going to share you about anger. You see that? Okay, so it shows up 443 times. Okay, those are 10 pages. Okay, so this is why it's important that you have this. You were taught and you were trained by the churches and the pastors that Jesus is going to be loving and all this and all this, and or the son's going to be loving, right? Or you have to start giving. You're going to have to start looking at things more realistically, because uh, I do get angry. All right, everyone does. Okay, anybody that denies their emotions is lying to the Most High. God loves you to be honest, right? I'm not saying go out there and be honest and start tearing people up. You have to have justified anger. Okay, so the reason why I say that is because just based on what's transpiring right now is between the separating between the wheat and the chaff. Okay, and it's happening. You can actually witness it through my subscribers list, right? I hit a nerve with someone. It's not about you. That's the problem. You need to let go of your pride and trust in the Lord's words. That's it. And if the Lord's words offend you, well, then you have the problem. And you will not see the kingdom of God, no matter how much you pray. Because the time's here. Okay? I have started unlocking these doors, just like how I unlocked my name in the Bible. You know, Deuteronomy 23:11, Deuteronomy 29:11, right? I'll show them to you, but we're going to talk about today about the anger of the Lord. All right, Isaiah 13:3. I have commanded my sanctified ones. I have also called my mighty ones for mine anger, even them that rejoice in my highness. Isaiah 13:9. Behold, the day of the Lord cometh, cruel both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners out of it. See, that has to come. This is what's happening right now. The wrath of the Lord is getting rid of the sinners. The wheat and the chaff is already beginning. You see this with the coronavirus. So why are you not trusting what I'm trying to say? Why are you trying to run away? This information that I'm giving to you is your only salvation. Do you understand? That's what Jesus was trying to warn you about, saying you have to believe in the Son of Man when he comes. Do you understand that? Right? Like I said, like I said in my last video, if someone was lying about something that you created, that would get you upset. It would be the same way as the Son, as well as the Father. Okay? So I'm trying to show you and demonstrate with God's word that he does get angry and he does get, pissed off, right? Because you gotta see from your own eyes. You gotta go on to these YouTube channels and you gotta check for your own selves. You can see it, right? Now you can understand why he gets angry. Isaiah 13:13. Therefore I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place, in the wrath of the Lord of hosts, in the day of his fierce anger. So when it's talking about therefore I will shake the heavens, that means the mentality that you guys are in bondage with. You're in bondage with this Christian mentality. All right. And that's what I'm shaking. And this is what's offending you. Right? You can't blame me for that because you guys were indoctrinated. All right, you were indoctrinated by these false teachers, and then someone that comes along and tells you, actually shows you the God's words, that offends you. And I'm like, boo-hoo, cry me a river. On to the next person. Let's bring into the people that want to be embrace God's word. Those are the ones I'm going after. Okay, and I'm hoping that my subs, and if they do catch this video, they share this information, because that's what God basically commands you. The Son's going to share this, and then you have to continue and pass the word on. Right? Consider yourself as a disciple. Right? You're going out and you're showing people these words, and you're saying, you know what? Look, the Son's presenting himself. Here's his proof. Okay, because that's what it says. Exodus 20:20. For God has come to prove you. All right, and he uses his Son to do it. That's just the way it's written. Don't get mad at me. Okay. Isaiah 41:1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land. And the stranger shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. See, yet, if you notice, it's still talking about he'll set them in their own land. Well, I thought Israel is their own land. Huh? See, no one's really looking at the Bible for what it's actually saying. That's the problem. Right? And that common theme is throughout the Bible. Isaiah 14:6. He smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke. He that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth. You heard it right from the Lord's mouth, right? That he's going to be persecuted. Isn't that what you're doing by just walking away? And none hindereth, right? No one's, that's what I said. They don't want to listen to God's word, right? They want to listen to these man that's buttering them up with Paul's words, and well, I think I'm going to stick with Paul because the Lord is angry. Well, you know why he's angry? Because of nobody's paying attention to him. Isaiah 25:2. For thou hast made a city a heap, of a defense city a ruin, palace of strangers to be no city. It shall never be built. So we'll just go through this. You could just pretty much see it. Behold, the name of the Lord cometh from afar, burneth with his anger, and the burden thereof is heavy. His lips are full of indignation, as his tongue as a devouring fire. Now, to all those that want to come up to me and say, you know what? Well, the Lord is loving. The Lord's this. Well, he is in a sense, but he also gets angry too, as demonstrating through God's word. This is why people are scared of the Old Testament, right? They have this in their idea because of Paul saying, oh, you have to believe in the cross and you're saved. That's it. You're done. Let's forget about it and just move on. So when you do that, you're ignoring God. And Jesus says you have to love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, and soul. So there's no getting out of it. If Jesus says it, you have to follow it. If you don't follow it, well, you're against him. You know what I mean? That's what he says. Whoever is against me, right, will scatter abroad. And that's exactly what they're doing today. For my name's sake will I defer my anger, and my praise will I refrain from thee, that I cut thee not off. Right? That's what I said. Like anybody that's not with me, boom, you can just leave. You know what I mean? If you can't handle the truth, right? Like I said, I could be happy, but I would probably be happy if people start waking up and start respecting the land that they're on. Start, working together amongst each other. You know what I mean? Neither let the son of the stranger that hath joined himself to the Lord speak, saying, the Lord hath utterly separated me from his people. Neither let the Enoch say, behold, I'm a dry tree. See, I understand what that verse means, right? Behold a dry tree. That means, I don't know if you paid attention to my last video. It's talking about the waters. The waters will, make the gardens flourish because my name is water. Campo. EAU is water. That's why I said you got to come into my camp to be blessed with water and you'll be cleansed. Or if you don't, you'll be a dry tree. Understand? It makes sense, right? Isaiah 63:3. I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. For I will tread them in mine anger, and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment. Isaiah 63:6. And I will tread down the people in mine anger, and make them drunk in my fury, and I will bring down their strength to the earth. A people that provoke me to anger continually to my face, that sacrifice in gardens, and burneth incense upon the altars of brick. That's exactly what the Jews do today, and the Hebrews that are in North America here. They don't really read the Bible. They're just taking whatever they want and think that they're being holy and righteous, and here they're ignoring me. My goodness. Jeremiah 2:25. Oh, let's continue with the anger. Jeremiah 2:35. Yet thou sayest, because I am innocent, surely his anger shall turn from me. Behold, I will plead with thee, because thou sayest, I have not sinned. Isn't that what they do today? They go and make their videos, thinking they understand what God's word says, and they don't realize they don't understand what it's saying. And then they go on to say, oh, because I read the Bible, I sinned. I sinned not. I am the righteous one. But yet they're lying. Because you have to meet the Son one day. Jeremiah 3:5. Will he reserve his anger forever? Will he keep it to the end? Behold, thou hast spoken and done evil things as thou couldest. Right? See, that's what I said. That's the way it is. Jeremiah 3:12. Go and proclaim these words toward the north, and say, return thou backsliding Israel, saith the Lord, and I will cause mine anger to fall upon you. For I am merciful, saith the Lord, and I will not keep my anger forever. Yeah, that's what I said. It's talking about Israel. They're backsliding. And it says there, you see it with your own eyes, right? Jeremiah 4:8. For this gird you will sackcloth, lament, and howl. For fierce anger of the Lord is not turned back from us. Jeremiah 4:26. I beheld, and lo, the fruitful place was a wilderness, and all the cities thereof were broken down at the presence of the Lord by his fierce anger. See, you're starting to see a common theme, right? You're gonna see what God's trying to say. He says he has to bring his anger. That's part of prophecy. Okay, he has to destroy these Christian houses, these Jewish houses. He's got to destroy them, these temples, right? He's got to, and then now he's bringing up the kingdom of God. That's what I'm trying to do. You understand that? It's not going to happen. I'm hoping it happens like that, but I'm hoping that I can change your mind and bring you back to God's words and understand that you have to come to God's words in humility. You can't come in there thinking in this word that I'm already righteous. I don't need this. I don't need to read this. Well, then you're sinning. You have to come with God's words into humility and accept that he'll be angry if you don't follow his commands, because that's the truth, right? There's just so many. Wow. Okay. Let's see. And this shall be a statute for you forever unto you, that in the 7th month, on the 10th day of the month, ye shall afflict your souls, and do not work at all, whether it be one of your own country, for a stranger that sojourneth among you. So the 7th month would probably be July 10th. You know what? July 10th is my daughter's birthday. Huh. Isn't that something? Okay. Strangers. I'm just trying to get to the ones that are saying anger here. So it's all strangers. Oh, I'm just exhausted. Then Moses heard the people weeping throughout their families, every man in the door of his tent, and the anger of the Lord was kindled greatly. Moses also was displeased. Yeah, but you see a common theme. Even through when the Israelites are just angered. And the anger of the Lord was kindled against him, and he departed. See, that's what I mean. That's exactly what I lost these 3 people because I'm angry. And I'm telling him the truth, right? And that's exactly, and he departed. Well, of course. Go on. Because God's word will give you the strength. And God's anger was kindled because he went, and the angel of the Lord stood in the way of the adversary against him. Now he was riding upon his ass, and 2 servants were with him. That reminds me of Donkey of Shrek. Remember? You know, you watch Shrek and Donkey's there. He's a talking donkey, right? He gets sprinkled with dust, right? And I don't know. It's a cute cartoon. I like it. It's still funny. But yeah, I always wondered, why is Donkey in the fairy tale? Now I know, because the talking donkey was in Numbers, right? Like we see in Numbers 22:27, right? But that's where it sees that, where the angel said, talks to the man, says no, tells the guy. And the Lord's anger was kindled against Israel, and he made them wander in the wilderness for 40 years, until all that generation that had done evil in the sight of the Lord was consumed. Yeah, that's what I said. They just don't. This is what they're so neglectful. They don't want to see the Lord getting angry. He's just a loving Lord, right? All the time. You can't just constantly think that he's a loving Lord. No, you got to understand that he will get angry. And if you're caught lying in his words, especially he's presenting them to you exactly. What was it? What's her name? Chelsea Bedell, right? In the last video, I happened to comment on it. She's talking about, oh, we have to focus on these worldly things. We got to keep track of these things. But Jesus goes on to keep saying, you know what? Don't focus on these worldly things. You know what I mean? So she's contradicting. That tells me she doesn't know God's words. That is an example of how God is upset. You understand that? Because we have these human beings trying to convince their 4,000 followers, and those 4,000 followers are the lambs being led to the slaughter by these false prophets. Do you see what I mean? You would see why God would be upset, why he would be angry, because they're basically lying about his words, thinking that they're saved, and really they're not. Because the Son has to be glorified first before you all receive the Spirit, right? You all should know that, right? When the time of Jesus and up to the time of now, right? They always think it's the second coming, but really, in fact, it's the first, because this person named Jesus was named Jason. And if you do the history on Jason in Acts 17, you're going to notice that he was just a priest. He was the high priest, okay? And he was the one prophesizing all this. And as you know, the name Jason, it means healer in Greek, right? And Jason lived during the time of Paul and Silas. That's why you see it. They appear in Acts 17. Read it, right? You're going to notice that that's him. Oh, folks, sorry. I'm trying. I'm doing my best here. So, okay, the Lord will not spare him. But then the anger of the Lord and his jealousy shall smote against the man, and all the curses that are written in this book shall lie upon him. And the Lord shall blot out his name from under heaven. Clear as day. You read it from your own. You read it. You get the point, right? 443 instances. So that should give you a clue that don't get the Lord angry. And when you think you know what it's actually talking about, but yet you don't know, well, you're putting yourself in condemnation. You don't want to do that, okay? Because all you got to do is read his words alone, make a relationship with him. Don't think you understand completely what it's trying to say and go out and make a video, because you do not want to be caught lying, right? Especially on video, right? So that way, on the judgment day, the Lord can go pull up the evidence that you made for yourself and refer back to it. Because remember, you're going to stand in front of like a courthouse of God. Okay? You'll see the saints and you'll see the Most High. You'll stand before him. And the evidence will be used against you. That's why I'm warning you not to make these videos. Okay? You're in right now in the time of grace. You do have time to change. You do have that window right now. You can accept what I say, right? And turn back to God's word, right? And if you have questions you don't have, and if you want answers about certain passages, I'm here to serve you. I'm here to help you. Okay? Isn't that what Jesus says? When there are two of you talking about the Lord's word, he's there with us. Do you know what I mean? Well, that's what I'm trying to do. Okay? I know I say I'm kind of crude in some of my words, but you must understand how I feel. I read God's words and I kept it in my heart my whole life, and then I come out and on YouTube and I see these liars. Well, you know what? I get upset too, because how could they defame God's word, and they can understand it themselves, but they don't. They won't. Right? Yes, you get the point here. You get the point. Oh, so okay. Well, I just wanted to make a quick video just to show you that. Um, the computer's acting up right now. So I'd like to play music on this, using from YouTube, but I don't want to be hit by a copyright strike, right? So as you can see, Deuteronomy 10:12, and now Israel, what doeth the Lord thy God require of thee, but to fear the Lord thy God, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul. So I don't know if you want to believe in God's word, but you heard it from yourself, right? Right, and let's refer back to what this says here, Matthew 11:27. All things are delivered unto me, my Father. And no man knoweth the Son, but the Father. Neither knoweth any man the Father, save the Son, and he whomsoever the Son will reveal him. So, if no one knows the Son, well then who are they talking about? Do you know what I mean? This is the Son. Here's a Son right here. You see that? You see him in his name. Acts 17, verse 7. You can see the name Jason in Acts 17. Deuteronomy 23:11, which says in here, oh, I'll just quickly show you Paul's. Record this. This is just all you need, right? And he had two anointed ones. Say ye of him, whom the Father had sanctified and sent into the world, thou blasphemest, because I said, I am the Son of God? Why would Jesus say that? Unless he's talking about someone else that's going to come, right? Now you're beginning to understand what Jesus is actually trying to say. And why would Jesus say in John 12:44, Jesus cried and said, He believeth on me, believeth not on me, but on him that sent me. Hmm? And this is another interesting verse, John 3:13. And no man hath ascended up to heaven. So where is these people trying to go in rapture when Jesus is specifically saying, no man hath ascended up to heaven, but he that came down from heaven. Okay, Jesus came down from heaven, or Yeshua came down in heaven, and he was born. Okay, so he's here, and he says, even the Son of Man, which is in heaven. So if one came down and one is in heaven, that makes there was two of them, right? See, you're not. See, you. That's the importance of reading Scripture properly. Okay, Jesus was talking about the Son of Man that's in heaven, and he's going to come. Jesus even clearly says it. Ezekiel 39:7. So I'll make my holy name known in the midst of my people, Israel, and I will not let them pollute my holy name anymore. And the heathen shall know that I am the Lord, the Holy One of Israel. So if he has to tell, he has to make known his name, because we just finished seeing from Jesus' own mouth, no one's going to know who the Son is. Okay? This is why it's written in Revelations 19:12-13. His eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns. And he had a name written that no man knew but himself. And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name is called the Word of God. There's the Word of God right there. See that? That's the name. That's the holy name. That's the name I'm trying to make known to you, all of you people, so you guys can understand. Okay? It comes directly from God's Word, right? That's why it says in Revelation 22:1, and he showed me a pure river of life, or river of water of life, clear as crystal, proceeding of the throne of God and of the Lamb. Right? This water of life. Okay? The name EAU is water. Okay? So I am alive. Doesn't that qualify water of life? Right? Another truth, the 4.4, you add those numbers up, works out every time. Why would people believe in Jesus when he specifically says he doesn't know anything? Only the Father knows. Yeah, only the Father, that's written in the Old Testament. That's why you got to read the Old Testament. And Deuteronomy 23:11, but it shall be when evening cometh on, he shall wash himself with eau. And when the sun is down, he shall come into camp again. Eau is the French word for water. Okay. As you can see here, French for water, EAU. Right? A son, a son, right? Whom Jason hath received, who do all contrary to the decrees of Caesar, saying there's another king, one Jesus. Oh my gosh, I'm just exhausted to try and reach you guys. You know what I mean? But I'm going to keep doing it because until you guys get God's words in your hearts and prepare, so when that day when you do stand before the throne of God, you'll be ready and you'll be confident. You'll be like, yes, I'm ready. You know. So consider this like God's exam. You know that he's preparing you, or I'm preparing you, right? For for when the fire does come, you'll be protected, right? Because you'll be only focused in God's words, and you'll just want to read more and more and more, right? As you see these clues that I'm giving you, you can continue reading the whole chapter on all these verses that I give you, and I'm not specifically singling out these verses. I have to try and keep it, something so you can understand, so you can take a snapshot of this, right? Take the verses that you want on there and and read the whole chapter. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay. All right. But I need to show you that God's how he works and how this is the proof. Only through the Son is you're going to understand who the Father is. Do you understand that? Right. So in God's word is demonstrating that. I'm demonstrating that with you. Right. That's why I said this is like the most, like when I started discovering this, I was like, wow, this is the most glorious thing. This is like, wow, how come I never seen it in this light? Because no one realized that the Son is here. But nobody, everyone thinks that, oh, he's coming soon. He's going to come. Well, he's going to come in the clouds. Well, what clouds are you referring to? He's actually referring to, because no one understood what internet was and Wi-Fi, right? That signals travel through the airways, through the clouds. No one's seen it that way. They actually seen that he's going to come floating down in the clouds. Doesn't say he's going to float in the clouds. He says that everybody's going to see him in the clouds and they're going to meet the Lord in the air. Isn't that what I'm doing right now? I'm transmitting this through the internet, right? And then you're meeting me on the internet, right? The Bible prophecy just been fulfilled. It's the greatest thing, right? So, but um, anyways, I think that's it. I'm just exhausted. Well, we continue. Check the music that I leave on my link there. Play it, right? Because that music, like I showed you in my last video, who the holy angels are, right? Mind you, there are some, and there's some that are right. You'll start recognizing it by the music, okay, right? And all you have to do is sing and dance. That's it. If you want to sing unto the Lord, go ahead, make videos, do it. You know what I mean? You know, show your love for the Lord by singing and praising Him, right? Most importantly, passing this message, these. Show them who I am. Do you know what I mean? That's how you receive the Spirit. You have to glorify Him. Okay. So, anyways, I thank you. I appreciated you. I know that sometimes I do get a little hostile and angry, and I get a little riled up, but please forgive me, please. Okay, I'm trying to do the best I can. You know, I'm alone in all this. Okay, and I love spreading the word of God. Okay, but like I said, if you want, leave your comment, or I think I have my email on my page. You can send me an email, right? Leave your questions about what verses you'd like some understanding on. Okay, I am here to serve you. Okay, because that's what Jesus says. What is greater, the servant or the master? Hmm? Apparently, you see these pastors They're the masters. This is why they won't recognize me. Was it Jeremiah 23:1? Woe to my pastors that scatter the flock of my sheep. So John 3:16, for God so loved the world. Notice it's the world. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth on him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. Isn't that the most glorious thing to hear? It all depends on which Son you're following, right? Are you following the Son of Man? That's me, or are you going to follow um, Jesus? That's already been passed on a long time. That's your choice. Okay. Because when all this transpires, when everything gets all fulfilled, when it gets to the point when the kingdom of God is has been restored, right? Uh, there's going to be two sons. There's going to be Jesus, or maybe it's just the one. Hmm? You know, we don't know until we actually work together to try and restore the God's kingdom. That's what all we have to do, and that's by planting trees. Okay, we have to do our part, right? We have to take care of the planet. We can't sit there, and wait and expect while all these evil ones are destroying the planet. But like I said, God's rendering his wrath, his anger. That's why we see the coronavirus. This is why we see people dying left and right. That coronavirus is the fire that's coming. It comes with death. So I'd like to thank you for taking the time to hear my words again. I appreciate it. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, and soul. I didn't come to take away the law. I came to fulfill. All right. Love you all, and God bless.